Hi, welcome to sportsviewlondon.com podcast. This week we recorded live from York Hall before the Prizefighter tournament, and during the evening managed to catch up with Sky's Edwin Robinson, Josh Warrington and trainer Seamus Macklin. Before we get the action underway, could I ask you kindly to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter at sportsviewlondon. Thank you. First up, we caught up with Sky's Edwin Robinson and asked him how he saw the Gennady Golovkin-Martin Murray fight going.
You and I were both at the press conference between Martin Murray and Gennady Golovkin this week, lucky enough to have that in our nation's capital. Can I ask you how you see that fight going, Edwin? Can Martin drag him into later rounds, would you say?
I hope so, but it's unlikely, and I feel really bad saying it because Martin's not really the credit he deserves, I think, and he is probably world-class middleweight. The courage he showed to go to Argentina against Sergio Martin. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, and you can say Martinez wasn't what he was before, but to go to Argentina, to that environment, to get in that ring in front of all those people, basically I thought he beat Martinez. I thought it was close, but I thought he nicked against Martinez. I didn't think he beat Felix Stern, but I think we chatted about it the other day.
Most definitely.
He got the draw when maybe Matthew Macklin deserved the draw or points win, but I thought it was very, very close, maybe one round in it. And it just seems like another level entirely, even going from Felix Stern and Sergio Martinez, respected world champions, to Golovkin, because Golovkin does everything very well, and Martin does everything well, but nothing exceptional. David Lemieux might get proved wrong. I think David Lemieux is going to do a job tonight with Gabriel Rosado, and then I could see that being a massive fight in 2016. I could see Lemieux clearing up the rest of the division, but I think he's a real dynamite puncher. And you could say, oh, no one's been able to hit Golovkin the way Lemieux might. So you can make an argument that way. Or you could say James DeGale. James DeGale, stylistically, might be able to give Golovkin some problems because of the angles, the way he moves, that amateur style. But Martin does everything well, but nothing exceptionally, so it's hard to see what he can do.
What I find fascinating is the way that the masses seem to be, as soon as the match is made, Martin Murray's got no chance. As we've spoken about, he went to Argentina on the eve of the Falklands War, and he backed up, a legend of the sport, and it's in no way, shape or form, is it, the occasion's not getting to him.
Upsets happen. Lucas Matisse is being made out to be absolutely the second coming, most ferocious puncher on the planet, and he was completely diffused by Danny Garcia, and I was quite surprised at that because, again, Danny Garcia does nothing really exceptional. Even since then, when he struggled a bit with Mauricio Herrera, he just got good fundamentals, and that actually diffused Matisse. So you never write anybody off, but it's going to be a big ask. It's not going to be a scary environment from the point of view that he was saying there's only 1,000 seats in there in the casino.
So Edwin Robinson, thank you for your time, sir.
Sportsview London boxing news from the capital city here at York Hall, the Prizefighter tournament with Seamus Macklin. How are you, sir?
I'm good, mate.
I'm all good, thank you. Very impressed with O'Hara Davis's first round knockout there. I thought it was a lead-handed display.
Yeah, I was actually up in the bar getting a drink, so I didn't see it. Just heard the screams.
Is this a nice change for you, Seamus, because you're normally in the corner or working with someone?
It's nice to come down and just enjoy the boxing instead of having the nerves and the pressure, and you can just relax and just take it for what it is.
Pardon the obvious, but how is your brother Matthew after his unfortunate loss a few weeks back?
Yeah, he's cool. He's in good spirits. He's not. He's someone who looks on. He always takes the positives out of everything. I don't know if he's going to continue to box or he's going to retire. He doesn't even know that himself yet. He said he's not even going to think about it. He's just going to. He's been in Dubai with his bird. He's just gone to New York with my dad. So he's going to have a little break, forget about boxing for a bit, and in the new year probably weigh up his options, think into it probably a little bit deeper, and see where he wants to go. Either way, we'll support him. But if he decided to call it a day, he's had a wonderful career, and we're all proud of him anyway.
Most definitely, and I thought it was it was so sad in the way that Matthew got what he deserved. He got to Ireland, and everyone thought, right, this is it. But it just.
Well, without meaning no disrespect, he just didn't look himself on the night. It just wasn't Matthew Macklin, was it? And I think it's harsh, the criticism he's received, you know.
Yeah, well, he had a long year in the gym. Maybe he was a bit fatigued, you know. It was maybe he felt good physically, but mentally, when you've been pushing hard all year, and he probably didn't have the fight in him for the fight. He probably lost that over the year. But you know, maybe he's a bit older. I don't know. Maybe, you know, there's a few different scenarios that he's probably looking at. But you know, I think, you know, he doesn't tell lies to himself. You know, he tells himself the hard truth. So you know, I'm sure he'll do plenty of talking to himself and find out what it was and address it.
Most definitely. And another Irish fighter here tonight, John O'Carroll, received amazing support. Just before I've come in, I've actually been made aware he's been back from 14-1 into 5-1. Yeah. Do you give him a good chance tonight?
I got him at 8-1.
Good for you, Seamus. The money has been incredible, from all Carl Frampton's boys in Belfast to mainland Ireland.
Plenty of dubs as well, I bet.
Yeah, mate, it's unbelievable. Yeah, but it's very nice. And the thing is, as you well know, the outsider means absolutely nothing in Prizefighter, does it?
Anyone's in with a chance. It's a complete shootout, so yeah, I can't wait for it.
Seamus, we're very lucky to have the Gennady Golovkin Martin Murray press conference in our nation's capital on Thursday. Can I ask your opinions of how you think that fight will go?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, Matthew fought Golovkin. Martin's obviously in the same weight. Martin's a good fighter. He's tidy, he's neat. You know, he's very good defensively. He doesn't load up. Obviously, I think it's hard to see him getting the decision. He's tough though, so could end up getting quite hard in there, because he is a tough lad, Martin. So I think he'll be able to soak it up and return a bit. So it's a good fight, but you know, I see Golovkin winning it. But I think Martin will give a great account of himself, and you know, show that he is, and as he has done before, a genuine world contender.
I was fortunate enough to interview Gennady the other day, and I put the question to him: do you think the lights? Obviously, Matthew, you're not including Matthew in this, but to me and many other journalists, Rubio looked beaten before he got in the ring. He didn't have it in his eyes. He didn't have the fight. He took a shot, and in all honesty, as soon as before the shot landed, he looked like he took the knee. You know, and I put the question to him: you know, Martin Murray isn't coming in there to do that, and would you agree with that, Seamus?
I agree. I think Martin, his team, Oliver, Johnny Roy, I think each one of them will genuinely believe they're going to win that fight. I don't think they'll be defeated before they go in there. I think they'll have their tactics, and I think they'll genuinely believe it. And listen, you never know, it's boxing.
Do you believe that Martin could maybe drag Gennady into the later rounds, and we maybe see a different side of a performance that we haven't seen before from him?
Yeah, no, like I said, Martin's tough, so I do think he can maybe get him into the second half of the fight, where things will get maybe more interesting. Saying that, Gennady does have that one punch. I remember he hit Matthew with a jab, and I thought fucking hell, I thought he can punch. Yeah, do you know what I mean? That was just a jab, but he's got, like I said, Martin's got a very tight defence. So it's a great fight, and like you said, it's great that it's on Channel 5. It's great for boxing. You know, it's great to see Chris Eubank and Billy Joe's fight do so well on Box Nation. It's great to see Sky getting behind boxing again. You know, white collars. Everyone at the minute seems to be talking about boxing, and it's great to see that.
Most definitely, and as you touched on there, Mick Hennessy getting congratulated from all sides the other day. To pull that press conference into Europe was an achievement, but to get that at London was just, you know, you see Gennady Golovkin and Martin Murray, both gentlemen, and very proud to see that in London. You know, regarding yourself, when are you heading back to the MGM?
Probably 3rd, 4th of January. Bradley was the last fight of all of our fighters. We've got Isaac fighting, making his debut on the 31st. Yep. On the Joshua undercard. So
Isaac Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Right. Cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Right.
He's managed by Matthew and Daniel. So he makes his debut on the 31st, and then we're kind of just waiting now over the next couple of weeks to pencil in the next dates.
Isaac Chamberlain receiving rave reviews from promoter Eddie Hearn at Wednesday's press conference. How highly do you rate him, Seamus?
Yeah, he's he's got talent, he's got skills, he's a real nice lad. You know, he's promotable, he's got star quality. He can fight as well. You know, he told me he came over to Spain and he sparred a couple of cruisers, and he told me before the spar that James Toney was his favourite fighter, and when he got out I said to him, I can see why you like James Toney.
He rolls a lot, does he?
Slipping and sliding, staying in distance, so yeah, no, he's a good talent, and as long as he works hard, he's trained by his uncle Ted Barmy, he won't take no shit, put it like that, yeah. So he'll be training hard, and like you say, as long as hard work matches talent, then you got something.
Yeah. Regarding your setup out there at the MGM, I spoke to Billy Joe Saunders at length. I was fortunate to spend quite a bit of time with Jimmy Tibbs and Billy Joe, and he couldn't give the place high enough accolades. Has every fighter say the same when they're out there?
Yeah, like everyone we've had out there has been, you know, bang on, good fellas, and it's just like, you know, sometimes I don't like saying how good it is, you know, because it's our own gym, and it sounds like, you know, you don't want to come across as if, you know, you're kind of blowing your own trumpet. But like you said, if you ask anyone, you know, the gym's 7-star. You know, the bar above's great food. No one can do enough for you. You know, Daniel, who manages the gym, you know, it's just second to none the way he's got it running. You know, everyone's friendly in there. Everyone gets on. There's no vibes. You know, you go into some gyms and you've got one trainer's trying to poach another fighter or another manager. That doesn't happen over there. Everyone gets on. You know, everyone doesn't just train together. We go upstairs and we socialise together. You know, everyone's friends, and you couldn't beat it. You'd have to get yourself over.
Most definitely, we are going to, because Jimmy, as I say, we're very fortunate enough. I absolutely admire Jimmy Tibbs. I think he's an amazing man, and he was saying that it's absolutely incredible. If you're sparring or you're doing bag work, you turn around and the place is clean. The sweat drops are mopped. He said he's never been in it. The organisation, the pride, the kindness, just all second to none.
Yeah, no, it's proud to be part of it. It's proud to be part of it.
Brilliant. Finally, Seamus, can I just talk to you about Bradley Saunders? How big are 2015 and we're projecting?
Yeah, definitely. Eddie's going to take him to Newcastle. You know, Bradley's got star quality. He can punch. He's a good-looking lad. He can talk. You know, he sells tickets. You know, everyone who buys a ticket, he reminds you of Ricky Hatton in a way. He's had a point with every one of them. You know, you can't get him from the ring to the changing room. All you hear is, now mate, how you doing, mate? That's all you hear. Even the little kids, he knows all their names. So he can, you know, he's got the right man behind him, Eddie. He can build him into a star up there.
And well deserved for you know, Newcastle sort of been left off the map, hasn't it, in a way, and it's nice to see you.
Sleeping giant. It reminds me of how Manchester was before Ricky Hatton became a star there. You know, there weren't much happening with Man City Football Club. You know, there weren't much happening on the boxing side, and just bang, out of nowhere.
It's very refreshing to see as well, because you've got the likes of Josh Warrington has reignited Leeds.
Yeah.
And some people said that was the most electric atmosphere they'd ever seen in boxing. Hello.
We'll wait till Warrington, great atmosphere, and wait till they see Bradley. It's the same kind of thing. You know, I think for Bradley's first fight, I think his mum Tracy, I think she sold, personally, don't forget this wasn't a televised show, 1,300 tickets.
Wow.
Personally. So you imagine Sky Sports, Eddie Hearn behind him. How many tickets are they going to sell?
That is that's a rare commodity for that part of the country.
That's a foundation which you can develop a superstar out of.
Most definitely, and the thing is, was he 28 years of age, Bradley?
There you go.
He's not even in his peak yet, is he? You know, as a trainer, what percentage-wise would you say he's shown of his potential as a pro?
I've seen him look a lot better in the gym than he has the fights. He looked good in the Mitch Prince fight. I thought he looked really good in that fight. That's his. And when he won the WBO against Pispin, he looked good, but it only went a round, so we didn't really get to show any of his moves. But you know, I think as the rounds go on, and you know, if the right kind of opponent to box well.
Yeah. Seamus Macklin, thank you for your time, sir. Sportsviewlondon boxing news from the capital city here at York Hall with Josh Warrington. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, you enjoying the evening so far, Josh?
First two fights have been absolutely amazing. You know, both lads going for it in each fight, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Turning to you, your career, the 2015 for Josh Warrington. What are we planning there, sir?
well, with 2014's been a massive year. We've, you know, won British, Commonwealth, European, and probably look towards a bit of progression, maybe moving up towards world title eliminators and you know, looking towards that world level.
And you're building something very special in Leeds. You've got to support, just show the public how many tickets you personally sold for your last performance.
In last fight I think we sold around 1,600 tickets. That were me going out and a few of my friends helping me, but you know, that's just going to get bigger and bigger, and it feels like the whole of Leeds have got behind us, and I appreciate every single person who's bought a ticket.
Most definitely. And does it feel like, do you feel that 2015, if and when the time comes, you get a shot at a world title, you're going to grab that with both hands, Josh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've only just turned 24, so I'm still young. I've only had 19 fights, so I'm still relatively a novice, but you know, these opportunities keep turning up, and I keep doing business, so you know, we'll see what 2015 brings.
Do you feel like you're being made to run before you can walk, or are you happy with the progression of things, the way everything's going? Do you feel pressure at all by all this, Josh?
Not really. I mean, ideally it'd be nice to get a few more fights under my belt for experience, but every time we step up a level, as in what belt we challenge for, we always step up a level in ring as well. You know, the last fight was meant to be my hardest fight with it being a European, but I stepped it up another level and got my man out of there, so you know, I think I can keep on stepping up levels, and it'd be interesting to see how far we can go.
Superb. And just finally, your opinion there, Gennady Golovkin, Martin Murray, press conference in London this week. How do you personally see that fight going in February?
It's going to be a good fight. You know, Martin's going to go in for opportunity, but Golovkin's something else, so it'll be interesting. But I want Martin to win, but we'll see what happens.
Josh Warrington, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.